This is what my hair looks like now, but this is what it looked like in 2020. And this is the length it had been stuck at forever. So, how did I manage to get my hair past my shoulders? The first thing I want you to know is that even if your hair has been stuck at one length for the majority of your life, it doesn't mean that your hair can't get any longer. And by the way, I'm telling you all this whilst I have just washed my hair. I am trying to restyle it in 1 hour or less. So let's see at the end if I manage to do it. Probably very similar to you, I was brought up to believe that black hair could not grow long. And so all of my hair care practices followed that belief as well. Because typically, if we believe a certain thing, then we're going to act in accordance with that thing that we believe. So I first needed to learn that my hair could grow longer. Secondly, I needed to make some changes in my life that would aid in me having longer hair. So let's talk about what those changes were. But first, I do want to cover just one thing that people always comment on in my videos, and I've seen it in other people's videos as well. Something that is massive to hair growth. It really is a strong fundamental. But I'm going to keep it 100. I didn't make any changes in this area and I still saw my hair get past my shoulder length plateau. Now, am I saying you don't need to make any changes in this area? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying I pretty much took the easiest route, the laziest possible route to grow my hair longer, and it still worked. What I'm talking about there is changing my internal diet or just changing, my diet and eating much, much healthier, increasing my iron intake, increasing my protein intake. I'm not going to lie, I didn't make any changes in that area, but I'm 100% sure it does work wonders for our hair. So I'm not against it, but in this video, I'm just simply sharing the easiest and laziest and basic routine to retaining length for the person who has just never grown their hair long before. So this is what I did to get my hair past shoulder length. The first thing I changed was I learned to start washing my hair regularly on a schedule. I was too ad hoc with how I washed my hair before. Sometimes it would go every month, then it would be, I don't know, just maybe every 6 weeks. Then I might have a weave in and keep it in for 2 months. I'm telling you, there was absolutely no schedule at all. My scalp didn't have a clue what was happening. But I learned to stop letting buildup live on my scalp for months at a time, due to irregular washing. That really wasn't helpful for my scalp. And so I started washing my scalp with shampoo every time and doing it on a schedule. For me, it's every 2 weeks, but it doesn't have to be every 2 weeks for you. You just need to learn the time frame that works for you and for your scalp. The key thing is your scalp needs to be clean and free from buildup. Even our own sebum is meant to travel down the shaft of our hair in order to coat our hair. It's not supposed to stay stuck on the scalp. So we really do want to be removing all of that buildup. The second thing that I started doing is to moisturize the full length of my hair, ideally every strand possible. Let me explain why I'm saying this. It sounds so basic, but I can tell you I did not know the importance of this before. I was using leave-in conditioner as a styling product only. And many people, you may be watching this now, and maybe the products you use are only to style your hair. You're not necessarily using products that are genuinely hydrating and moisturizing your hair. So that's what I learned to do, moisturize the full strands of my hair properly. So that was for me using leave-in all the way down the length of my hair from the root right the way down to the ends. And by the way, if you are really serious about putting these tips that I'm sharing in this video into play and really seeing growth, then you're probably going to want to do it in a consistent way for a certain amount of time. And that's why I created the 12-week hair growth accelerator. And the goal is really just to see you grow at least an inch within those 12 weeks and retain that inch so that you can begin to get your hair past your growth plateau. And so I'll put the link for that in the pinned comment down below. Now, the next one, which again was key for me that I didn't know before, was that I learned to protect and coat my hair. What do I mean by that? I would coat my hair with using something like a oil or a butter or a grease, and that's after I have applied the leave-in conditioner. Again, don't forget we're applying this to our full strands from the root to the tip, not necessarily the scalp, just the root of the hair down to the tip. Then I'm coating it with something like an oil, butter, or hair grease. You don't have to be heavy handed with it, but it is really important to, in a sense, kind of just like lock in that leave-in conditioner because it's going to evaporate quickly. And in connection with that, something that I will also do is try to protect my strands by wearing protective styles. Now, your version of protective styles may be different to what I deem to be a protective style. Personally, I would encourage wearing your own hair as much as you can. For me, that looked like wearing twists or sometimes braids as well. In the early days, it was cane rolls or cornrows, however you call it, because my hair was so much shorter. And that was a way for me to, again, just protect my strands because when strands are clumped together, they are at their strongest. When your hair strands are left alone, individual, to do what they want to do and curl up wherever they want to curl up, then they are way more susceptible to breakage. Now, these tips are absolutely massive for you, and I believe as you begin to implement them, you are going to start retaining length. However, it can all be undone by just missing out one thing, and that is knowing how to detangle your hair properly. You can literally undo all of that good work you have just done by detangling your hair in a really crazy way. And so the video that's on the screen right now is going to show you all about how you can detangle your hair safely so that you can still grow and retain all of that length. In case you were wondering, I didn't finish my hair within the hour. It actually took me about an hour and 10 minutes. But anyway, there we go. Don't forget to subscribe.